In this lesson, I'm going to teach you 5 amazing one-groove bass lines, and we'll start off with Hot and Fun by N.E.R.D, and it's just literally 3 notes. That's it. Now, all of these songs actually probably do have at least one other section, but this groove and the other grooves run through most of the song. So this is 120 beats per minute. We don't have any drum tracks going here, so just set a metronome once you're comfortable with the line. So it is the second 16th note of beat 1. That's where it starts. So it's kind of like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, da da. That's that rhythm. 2, 3, 4. And the dots above the notes mean staccato, so play them very short. Because we have a C and an F on the 3rd fret of the A and the D strings, I'm choosing to use my first finger with this rolling technique, like this. So I've got my fingertip playing the C on the 3rd fret A string. I'm just rolling the finger down to play the F on that first crease behind that knuckle there. And then I have the second finger ready and waiting, and you couldn't do the whole bass line like that. Otherwise it's alternate plucking with the plucking hand. These kinds of songs are great because they're quite easy to learn, but they offer you a chance to work on your stamina and also discipline, just playing the same thing over and over again. Let's move on to the next one. We have Pop Life by Prince, which is 100 beats per minute, and it features this great slap octave line. That's it. So we're starting on the 2nd fret A string, and it's octaves all the way. If you don't know your octave pattern already, I'm sure you do. We have, say, a B on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then you just go 2 frets higher and 2 strings down towards the floor to the higher pitched string, and that's the octave. When we're slapping, it's really just the thumb and the index finger coming away to pop. I'm going parallel, but you know, if you're up a bit or down a bit, doesn't really matter. As I come down to slap, that finger is already under the string. So it's kind of like I'm going down and then up. That's the technique. What's very important is to mute with the fretting hand. So anything that's on the A string, so listen to that, completely muted. You can see my hand is sort of set in this shape. I've got the B fretted with the first finger on the A string, 2nd fret, and I'm pushing the fingertip up against the underside of the E string. That string is now muted. The first finger is also just backing onto the D string and muting that. I'm playing the octave with the little finger. I find it lessens the stretch, keeps the wrist a little straighter. That works for me. I mean, you could use 3rd finger, but that feels all awkward to me. I did change later on though, but so that's the pattern I'm doing. And the rhythm is 8ths and dotted 8th to 16th. That's that rhythm. So the first bar very slowly is this, 3, 4. And again we have a staccato, because listen to the original bass line. It's a lot riding on that note length again. There's a rest there. The rest gives you time actually to shift to the 6th fret. That's the E flat now. The hand is set in that position, so here I'm still doing that muting technique with the first finger and the, you know, backing onto the D string as well. Same rhythm. E natural. It's just 1 fret higher. Now that's the biggest jump to the 3rd fret of the E string. And one thing I sort of haven't really mentioned, I'm noticing it now, is if I play that, the note length is dictated by this hand, by the fretting hand. If I don't release pressure from my fingers, it will be this. Which is great if you want that, but if you want short notes, you have to release pressure. I'll just do this. You see that first and the little finger are coming up? At no point are they leaving the string. They're just releasing pressure. That's how the note will stop. You sometimes might get a harmonic. See that? So that's where the other fingers help to mute. So let's go from that G bar again, same rhythm otherwise. Now here I shifted to 2nd finger, little finger for this. For that bit, but you could still use the same fingers. No problem. There are different variations of this bass line throughout the whole song, so do give the original a listen, as you should for all of them, just to catch all of those bits. Let me play the whole thing again. What a great bass line, so simple. This is less simple, but equally amazing. This is a brilliant bass line. Act Like You Know It, Fat Larry's Band, and this is 103 beats per minute. And we have this indication above the music there, which is 16th note swing. So at this speed, 16th notes, straight 16th notes, perhaps as we normally know, is da 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 da. But swing is da 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 da. 2, 3, 4. So if that wasn't swung, 1, 2, 3, 4. It just doesn't sound right. Now I'll break this one down a bit because it's quite nice to see what notes are being used from the key. Let me teach it first. It's only 2 bars. Again, variations, but this is what we're going with. So F, E flat, 3rd fret, 1st fret of the D string. And then C and B flat on the A string. It's all plucked. I'm using 1st finger and 3rd finger. Okay, so then B flat, C, F. And I'm doing that thing I did on the first bass line of rolling, using the same finger to play 2 different notes but on the same fret. Rest. Okay, so maybe just get to there, slow it down. Tapping my foot. Then we have this bit. It's full of expression there, expressive techniques. So hammer on between the E flat and the F. Put the 1st finger on the 1st fret and then pluck and then hammer with your 3rd finger, which should be hovering above the 3rd fret. And then straight away it's A flat, B flat, 1st fret, 3rd fret of the G string after that. So just that on its own. Cycle it round. Add the next one. So that's a grace note. After the plucked B flat, you play again, and we're sliding out from fret 3 to 5, B flat to C. And then you're coming back to the B flat with the same finger. And we have this amazing looking thing. So that is a 16th note triplet at this speed. Those are 16th note triplets. So it's just 3 of them. Da da da. And then we have 2 16th notes at the end. So da ba da bam ba da ba da bam ba. All of that takes place in the space of that 4th beat. So we're in the key of F minor for this. That's your 4 flats, A major and F minor related. So really, it's just all about knowing your shapes. There's an F, first fret, E string. That is a 1 octave natural minor scale, and this is a 1 octave minor pentatonic scale. You see that all the notes of this bass line come from that. That's kind of handy when you're playing this live and you're going like... You can add your own spin on it, and just all I did there was just descend the notes of F natural minor with a lot of that 16th note swing feel and a few pull-offs and some ghost notes. So knowing the key and dissecting bass lines and learning from it, that really helps you too. But just learn that and you can play that mostly through. But do listen to the original, see if you can catch some of the intricacies and the embellishments that the bass player does. This is a legendary bass line, Stratus, I think that's how you pronounce it, by Billy Cobham. It's 86 beats per minute, and it's the amazing Leland Sklar. He's played on everything, like Phil Collins stuff from the 80s and this jazz fusion number. His playing on this is just rock solid. One thing that I love about his playing, it's melodic, but on this one it's just pretty much that all the way through, and it's just the note length and the solidity that he plays with. Listen to it, it's brilliant. There is another section that goes on in this song. It's not just this all the way through, but this is how it goes. And it's just relentless, that. At 86 beats per minute, 16th notes aren't that fast, but he doesn't speed up, he doesn't slow down, nothing jumps out, there's no difference in volume. It's just like it's kind of a machine, but it's very much a human feel. It's just brilliant. So we've got B, A, it's another one, same as the first one, Hot and Fun, where we've just got 3 notes. And similar again, I have a B, 2nd fret A string, F sharp, 2nd fret E string. So I'm choosing to just use one finger to do that. And it's a bit of timing because you have to lift up to get the A. It's really just a one finger bass line here. And then on the plucking side of things, it's quite relentless alternate plucking. It's actually like a really good technical exercise, this. As with anything, if you're struggling with it, you just slow it down. See, like there, if I start with my fingertip here, I then have to jump. So, okay, let's start again with that crease I was mentioning before. Start there. There's that rolling thing. And I'm just trying to keep it consistent, even without a metronome, even without a drum beat. Of course, you can add those things in a bit later once you're secure with it. The final bass line is What's the Use by Mac Miller, played by Thundercat. This is 105 beats per minute. It's another swing 16 bass line, and it goes like this. It's just such a simple, brilliant bass line. There are those 16th notes tied together at the beginning swing, so 3, 4. It's a good opportunity to learn to read rhythms and to read music as well. I have loads of free tab, of which this is one on my site. There's a link below for this. But you've got 2 16ths beamed together, and then you have that squiggly line that looks a bit like a 7 is an 8th note rest. Those two things together make up beat 1. So it's like 1. And then the 7 with the dot after it, that's a dotted 8th note rest. So that's all beat 2. And then you have the 16th note, which is the final 16th note of beat 2. And that all becomes easy only if you understand rhythms but are counting. So like this is the speed, 1, 2. That's not good enough. You have to subdivide. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. You wouldn't do 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people go 1 e and a 2 e and a. I just go tick, 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 tick. So tick, tick. That's 4 of those rhythms occur in every single beat. And that one on the second beat, that one there is the last 16th note. So there it is. And once you're secure in your rhythms and your grid is there with your counting and your subdividing, you can absolutely nail where the rhythms are supposed to go and your groove just becomes better. C sharp to B, 4th fret to 2nd fret. Staccato again, notes length. So this is the second bar, 1. B, C sharp, B, G sharp, open E, and then F sharp, G sharp, C sharp. Use this as practice to learn your notes as well. I will just in a minute explain to you the key of this one as well. It helps to learn it. Second line. This is another one where Thundercat does different things, but this is what he does at the beginning. F sharp, little shift. So we got the G sharp to A, then G sharp an octave higher. There's a bit of a shift to get there. Then you can come back. There's a grace note there, so E, C sharp. It's a little hammered on E to F sharp from the 2nd to 4th fret of the D string. That's that rhythm. It's on beat 4, so 1, 2, 3. That little run at the end there to the beginning note gives you a little clue as to the key. All those sharps, the 4 sharps there, tell us that we're in the key of C sharp minor or E major. Those are the same related keys. And all the notes, it's the same as the Act Like You Know It. We were in F minor. Now you would take that pattern and you would apply it to the 4th fret of the A string. And there you have the notes of the key. So that's not the bass line, but you can hear that the notes are coming from there. So it's really, you've got notes from a key, which is a scale, and then you have these incredible bass players that are crafting those notes, and no one's thinking about it like this. This is how I'm explaining it. They're just crafting a bass line from those notes using space, really cool rhythms, and sometimes really cool techniques. Like, we can learn from all of this. So obviously there are chords going on, so they're playing notes along to the chords. There is a fill he does, which I absolutely don't remember, but it's notes from the scale. Something cool like that. And it's just notes from the key. And it just grabs you when Thundercat does that fill, because it's kind of breaking out of this really solid and repetitive riff. And this is what I do. Just listen to bass lines and just learn from all of them, whether it's the tone the bass player's using, a grace note here or a note there or a note left out in this section here. You know, you can learn from all of those. So that was 5 bass lines. Most of the songs use those bass lines most of the way through, so you can work up to playing along to the song. And then the other sections that crop up, use your ear to work those out. You know, you can definitely do it. I want you to comment below. Do you have any favourite one groove bass songs, or mostly one groove bass songs, put a link below, and if there's any good ones, maybe we can do a follow-up to this. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.